Patriots fans, we are in the week of the draft, and this brings many possibilities. But should we really believe everything that is being shared on social media? Let's take a moment to reflect on that. Recently, a report emerged about an athlete who could be seen as a tradable piece aimed at optimizing draft capital. It's important to remember that the new management in New England has brought a change in leadership, seeking to bring in players they consider essential. This doesn't mean the athlete in question isn't valuable, as he made significant progress last year. Now, we can only hope that other players also manage to evolve in the same direction. This athlete is definitely a factor to consider, as if they decide to trade him, it's worth noting that he has a 4-year contract with an annual salary of around $1 million, which is quite low, and he still has 2 years remaining. Therefore, when considering the trade of this player, there are rumors that the team might want to move from the 38th pick to the back of the first round, planning a bold move. If he becomes part of this trade, where would he go? And what would the Patriots get in return? What can be expected from a player like him? Honestly, he has been building a good connection with his quarterback, and that's something that concerns me. If there was a possibility to trade someone else, I would still have hope for him. But I've already witnessed what he did last year. I know his potential. I've seen his achievements with his previous team, in an environment full of competitive receivers with several players now on other NFL teams. His accomplishments in that scenario were impressive, but the question remains, can that success be translated to the NFL? If they opt to draft someone similar to him, it would certainly be a long-term project, and I'm not suggesting he's already reached his peak. He's still developing. However, he's shown flashes of talent and potential in his performances. Therefore, if the team decides to trade this player, it will be crucial to ensure they get something valuable in return. That's the key point. Personally, I prefer if he stayed. For those who know me, a phrase I appreciate is keep this player. Now, regarding him, there is a relevant question. Do you think the team should consider trading him if the opportunity arises? Should he be viewed as an asset that can easily be moved? Some might say that's the reality of the NFL as a business where anyone can be seen as expendable at any moment. I understand that perspective. However, we recognize the potential he has, and the wide receiver position requires significant support. We are evaluating many situations here. The most pressing question seems to be whether to trade him to acquire a different player, or perhaps use him in a deal to pursue another. This upcoming draft is full of uncertainties. It's safe to say we don't know what could happen. That's true, but it seems there's a trend towards selecting a wide receiver. We've analyzed other positions, but the question remains, is it fair to consider this player expendable, given that he was chosen in the 6th round of the draft, justifying his current contract? So is it reasonable to see him as dispensable? What are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions. There exists a chance that he might have been chosen, or rather he was indeed selected as a 6th round pick. This clarifies the structure of his contract. Nevertheless, should we view him as disposable? What do you think? Please share your opinions in the comments. Concerning canned booty, yay or nay? I often pose this question. What's your perspective? Are you in favor of trading Cam Buda, or do you think he should remain? Keep in mind, he is merely 22 years old, still under his rookie deal, and earning considerably less than many in the NFL. Moreover, he has demonstrated significant potential, especially during a rather lackluster offense last season. So, what are your thoughts? Is Cam Booty disposable or not? I'm eager to hear your views. Now, let's review Cam Booty's performance from the previous year, just in case you need a refresher. He made 43 receptions on 68 targets, accumulating nearly 600 yards and 3 touchdowns, one of which was that remarkable go route on the edge. It was an incredible play. The initial touchdown pass executed flawlessly. That moment will always stay with me. As the draft draws near, I want to explore a list of ranked tackles, and I suspect the top choice may surprise you a little. Among these 6 tackles, I can confidently say that one will likely join the New England Patriots. If the Patriots happen to choose not to draft one of these players, it would genuinely surprise me. Many of these prospects have been on our radar. For instance, we've already mentioned Josh Connery Jr. from Oregon, who alongside Ursary from Minnesota are strong candidates for early selections on day 2. Is it feasible that this could happen at pick 38? It's a possibility we have contemplated. However, depending on who the Patriots opt for at number 4, do they still need an offensive tackle? Absolutely, and it very well could be one of these two players. Connolly's main issue, however, is the necessity for refinement in his run game, which is why his ranking is not as high as some others. Depending on who the Patriots decide to draft, do they still require an offensive tackle? Yes, indeed. If that's the case, then it could very well be one of those two players. Now, Connolly's significant concern is the improvement needed in his running game. Therefore, that's a reason why his ranking isn't as elevated, as his running game requires enhancements. We understand that pass protection is critical in Oregon. Anyone who has watched that team knows it needs to be precise. So while his pass protection is strong, his running game is not ideal. In an offense that requires growth, we will need that. Hence, he could be a legitimate starter in the NFL. Good, but not as strong as those at the top of the list, yet someone who can definitely come in and make an impact on this organization. Oseri fits that description. You will notice on this list a lot of natural strength, raw power, agility, and other essential traits. One area where Oseri must improve is addressing minor inconsistencies. He sometimes struggles against basic moves that can expose him and hinder his effectiveness. He has a tendency to stand too upright, and if you're going to do that, what's the one thing you hear frequently? The lower guy wins. Does it mean you will always be the lower guy? Not necessarily. But the ability to avoid being too upright and not overly aggressive in your blocking, whether it's for passing or running, is crucial. And again, he has starter potential, yes, but another player likely to fall out of the first round and be drafted early in the second. Josh Simmons, whom we have previously discussed, is quite a standout, remarkably versatile at Ohio State University. The primary concern is his health. He possesses all the intangible attributes needed. The only question is whether he can maintain his health. He has had a knee issue. Can he stay healthy? They believe he can perform both as a right and left tackle. His spatial awareness is excellent, and he functions well in both pass protection and run blocking. Thus, that's a plus for him. He possesses all the attributes, the tenacity, the aggressiveness, and the athleticism to back it up. There's a belief that he can play both right and left tackle. He has excellent spatial awareness and excels in both pass protection and run blocking, which is a positive aspect. Moreover, he possesses all the necessary qualities, including determination, aggressiveness, and athleticism. However, the crucial point for the team is that this player primarily plays right tackle. Therefore, the big question is whether he can transition to left tackle, a topic we have already discussed. Moving on, the first position has been revealed. In the second position, we have Will Campbell. Discussions about him mostly revolve around the size of his arms, which is a significant concern. Additionally, he is a natural leader, has good technique, and is explosive. He has all the desired traits except for the length of his arms, which is seen as a limitation. Recently, there have been comments suggesting that the Southeastern Conference is losing its strength, a sentiment I partially agree with. The last few years have not shown the SEC to be as dominant as before. Nonetheless, he is still competing at a high college level against opponents who will likely be selected in the first or second rounds, especially formidable pass rushers. He has been able to hold his ground against them. Regarding sacks allowed last season, it could have been 2 or even 4 over the last 2 years. I believe it was 3 or fewer, but this needs to be confirmed. Either way, Will Campbell has the potential to play left tackle. When a coach says he can handle it because he's seen it, this explains why there's talk about his potential selection with the 4th overall pick. There's a clear reason why scouts, recruiters, and coaches are mentioning Will Campbell. He has the necessary qualities, and right now he seems to be the favorite. Kelvin Banks is particularly relevant in this context. It has been pointed out that if certain players aren't available, as has been discussed, and if any of these players are still available, they will likely be chosen, unless there's an extraordinary trade offer to move up in the draft. There are indications that Kelvin Banks should be an obvious pick, an intriguing notion since most mock drafts place him in the range of 10 to 12, if not a little higher. This is truly interesting as he could be an immediate starter. There's potential for him to become one of the top blindside protectors in the league. Moreover, it's a proven recruitment with a solid foundation. When it comes to this, he has the necessary skills and has already played at a top college. He has the appropriate size and agility for his frame, around 6 feet 5 inches and 320 pounds. His arm length is sufficient, and he exhibits all the athletic traits necessary to keep up with the best in the league. Such attributes are impressive, but we will see how this unfolds. He will be among the 6 we discussed. So, of the players mentioned, which one do you think will end up with the team? Your opinions are welcome. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Christian Barmore is officially out of New England, and with his departure, the Patriots are left with a gaping hole in the heart of their defensive line. The talented defensive tackle, known for his explosiveness and interior disruption, had become a key piece in the Patriots' front seven. His presence on the line was not just about stats, though he certainly delivered in that department. It was about the pressure he applied, the attention he drew from offensive lines, and the physicality he brought every single down. Losing Barmore means more than just losing a player. It's the departure of a tone setter, someone who could collapse the pocket, stop the run, and change the tempo of a game from the inside out. For a defense that has long prided itself on discipline, gap control, and versatility, this exit leaves Bill Belichick and the coaching staff with a massive challenge. Replacing a talent like Barmore isn't simple. Not through the draft, not through free agency. Players with his blend of size, quickness, and football IQ are rare. What's more concerning for New England is the timing. The AFC East is only getting stronger. With quarterbacks like Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa, and now Aaron Rodgers within the division, pressure up the middle is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. Without Barmore, the Patriots will need to find a new anchor for the defensive front, someone who can handle double teams and still make an impact in both phases of the game. Whether it's a shifting scheme, a splash signing, or a breakout from an unexpected name on the roster, something will have to change fast. Because without Barmore, the Patriots defense just lost one of its most valuable chess pieces. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.